We've looked at 4 prison stories from the Bible. When I began thinking about this, I was planning on 5 stories, very different stories with different lessons, and prison being a slightly artificial link to join them together. But what I want us to do is to stand back and to see something of the power of prison. Firstly, think of it in political terms. Gandhi, Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi all spent lengthy time in prison. Today, the Turkish Kurdish leader Öcalan or the Russian opposition leader Navalny all gain some of their potency, not despite being in prison, but because of being in prison. Even Princess Latifa of Dubai, who's been in the news recently, undermines her father's authority far more effectively from confinement in Dubai than she would if she had managed to get to freedom in the West. And in the Christian world, it is similar. John Bunyan, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, Richard Wurmbrand. I doubt if we'd have actually heard of any of them if they had not spent time in prison. There is something of a power in it. Until recently, I was working with refugees, and I knew certainly 2 people from Middle Eastern backgrounds, Muslim backgrounds, who became Christians while in prison. I knew another man, a Congolese believer, who spent 2 years being shipped from immigration detention centre to immigration detention centre around the country. And in each place, he planted a little church, bringing a beacon of hope in a place where the normality is despair. Most of us love to be active, busy, and engaged. Prison and lockdown for us are frustrating because they slow us down and we're unable to be as busy as we want to be. But being slowed down does not mean that God is quiet and inactive. In fact, all of these stories show God at work, whether in the prisoner or in those around the prisoner, because of the forced inactivity. Nearly a year ago, when COVID started and there was the first lockdown, we were told we were at war with COVID. And how were we to defeat that war? We all had to play our part. And unless we were essential workers, we had to stay at home and do nothing. It was a strange, unfamiliar, uncomfortable message to hear, yet an effective strategy against this wretched disease. We're nearly, we hope, at the end of our own lockdown periods. But if we're frustrated, if we continue to be frustrated by this forced inactivity, then let's pray that despite our inactivity, God will be at work, both in us and in those around us. May God bless you in the remaining time of lockdown.